Hey everybody, it's Brian from Ultimate Upland, and you're watching the Upland Game Show. It's the show where we ask all kinds of questions about the outdoors and upland to determine a winner of Bird Brain Trivia. And tonight, joining me for the first time, we've got three people on the show. So it's a three-way battle between a couple of noobs and one veteran hunter. So welcome to the show, Dan Sage, Ethan Hooper, and John Voigt. How you doing, guys?
What's up, brother?
Doing well, thanks, Coke.
It's good to see everybody. You can tell that John, apparently, John and Dan and I are in Ohio, and we're all locked down. And you can tell that John's been having lots of Zoom meetings from his house because he's way too serious right now. Already sucking the fun out of the show, John.
I'll drink some beer. There we go.
So what's going on in Minnesota, Hooper, since we don't have the update on the Minnesota? You guys locked down?
Oh, yeah, but done well, though, to be honest. They've, most people, it's Minnesota nice up here. They're following the rules for the most part. You know, we've got our cases, but overall, got to give the government credit. They've done a good job managing this, trying to get people in line and still able to do what they got to do to live their lives the way we're living them at the moment. And
how's the family doing? Everybody all right?
We're doing good, man. We've had some growth spurts with the 5 and 3 year old here. So, you know, I've got signs of hope that the little guy's going to be out of the woods of toddlerdom pretty soon.
Well, so Hooper, you've been he's the veteran hunter in the show tonight. How long you been hunting?
I thought you were going to refer to me as your mentor.
That's probably pushing it slightly, but you know, I mean, we'll allow it for now.
Come on, man. You know you couldn't find Kansas on a map until about 1997, so.
Right, and now I can just put the car in autopilot and go there by myself. But you've been hunting all your life for the most part.
Yeah, as much as you have. Probably started shooting when I was, I don't know, for real guns, I guess 9 or 10. I got my first break action single shot 410 and messed up some rabbits pretty good about that point in time, and BB guns before that. But yeah, pretty much ever since.
Well, you were a Midwest boy back in those days, though.
I'm still a Midwest boy. What are you talking about?
That's the Arctic up there. It's barely the Midwest. Is there still snow on the ground?
A little. We hit 50 this week. It's all good.
Oh, well, that feels like the full-on summer then. So, Sage, you've been shooting all your life, but you didn't come to hunting nearly as quick, have you?
No. I just, when you drugged me out to the blizzards of, where'd we go? Northern, where was it? Where'd we go that first year?
I think we went to South Dakota the first year.
Oh, South Dakota.
I took you
there
out.
you go. Yeah, lovely blizzards out there. Yeah, I've been shooting my whole life. You know, I grew up with you, shooting mostly target, some skeet shooting, but never really got into the hunting until probably about, 5-6 years ago, really.
Yeah, and it's all downhill from there.
Exactly.
And Doug, what about you, man? Tell everybody your hunting experience, because
well,
he's got hiking experience. Have you had hunting experience yet?
Yeah, started way back in September, Coke. my first trip. I didn't shoot anything, but you know, we made the old college try at it started at the Quandary Peak in Colorado. So, but yeah, I've been, as Hoop mentioned, I've been, you know, done a lot of hiking, you know, backpacking, camping, that kind of stuff. So,
well, we got to break you in. We got to break you in easy. I mean, we can't let you shoot everything first, like Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and Coke has taken me out shooting clays a couple times, and that actually had a skeet shooting place, so that was a lot of fun. You know, as long as they, you know, track straight away from me, I got a fighting chance. When they start going this way, it gets a bit sketchy.
we put any quartering away or quartering in any direction, and Nuggets struggling.
How long is
the last time, Coke? I finished 3 for 3.
Poop.
My last 3 shots, I nailed, Coke. Come on, man.
I know we finished on a high note.
How long a stock you got to have on that gun for those condor wings that go in there?
Yeah, man.
He's only got a 8.5-foot wingspan. So it's, I mean, we need a gun with a pole length about 16 1/4.
But you know, I'm all about it, man. It was just great to get out to Colorado and do some challenging hikes, and I'd really like to get into it. So
I think you'd break more clays with a tennis racket.
I could do some damage.
Hey, the
Smack.
The big news. I mean, so those of you who watched this Way Upland series, John's actually it was his first 2 hunts. He actually came out. We threw him straight into the deep end. So John came out in episode 2 and episode 3. He went from not hunting at all to hunting 14ers in Colorado for first upland hunts ever. So it was big props, man. He took his online education at hunter safety, and then we did a little bit of shooting, not much, and then he was straight into the fire, man.
Yeah. It's like, I got asked, why are you hiking with shotguns about 25 times?
He was a great asset for public outreach, because everybody was asking him, like, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I did try, so I tried to kill him.
Wait a minute. That's about how everybody answers when they're hanging around you. I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I
Good
forgot
point,
to show you.
Hoop. Good point.
So I forgot to tell you guys the prizes. So I went back to the vault again. The winner tonight of the Upland Game Show gets the highly prized Ultimate Upland cooler decal.
Nice.
And I found old school Ultimate Upland long sleeve tee.
Nice.
What size is that, Coke?
Yeah, I was going to say, this will probably fit Hooper. And then, and of course, your $25 Cabela's gift card. So that's the prize. Now, the losers, we kind of all had talked about this. Yeah, you losers are getting what? What was that again? Oh, that's right. First of all, there's only one winner because, as Ricky Bobby says, if you ain't first, you're last. And then the first loser is going to take a spoonful of mayonnaise and a warm, right, Sage?
Yeah, it's been sitting here since about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So, yeah.
and the second place loser gets 2 spoonfuls of mayonnaise. So, looking forward to that. I know you guys are too. Hoop, you got your mayonnaise there, or are you just thinking you're going to win?
Attaboy.
See, the interesting part of this is, Nugs looks pretty warm. The way we try and set the questions up, for those of you who haven't watched the first episode, is regardless of whether you're an experienced hunter or a noob, the game is level, or as much level as I can make it. So I know, Dan, you were nervous because you thought that this was going to hedge towards the other guys, but you're all right.
I've hunted with Hoop, and I know he cuts corners, man.
Listen,
Definitely.
if you can't even remember where you went hunting with him a couple of years back, I think I'm all right.
I just Googled quartering, so I'm good.
So how many times have I tried to kill you in the field, Sage?
Well, do you remember the Colorado trip where I think we hiked up about 60 miles with no oxygen? That was fun.
That was like your third or fourth hunt with me, and that one you went to 11,870, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Nuggets been to 4 14ers.
God bless you. Yeah.
But you know what I was really thinking about, Sage? Is I was thinking about cattails.
That's what I was thinking.
No, that was bad. That was just horribly cruel and bad. The cattail episode.
What is it that you like so much about these things?
Because some jackass set me up I'm exhausted, and the beeline to the truck was through the cattails or around, which looked like about 10 miles going around the field of cattails. I'm sure it was only about like, a quarter mile. But I'm like, no, we're going straight through. And we made it, I don't know, what about 20 yards into, and all of a sudden the ice starts breaking and I'm waist deep in freezing water, cussing your name out. Yeah, that was fun.
Well, Hoop and I have some cattail experience too. I generally like to send him in the deep end as well. I like to stay out on the edge and let him do the dogging down the middle.
Nice.
You can always get a wet foot in the cattails, and you get to change your hair color too. Come out with a new hair color, it's good.
But Nugget hasn't had a chance to do any cattails, although we done some birding in the marsh, so you know what cattails are.
He's the guy to put in the cattails. He'd be still a whole half of himself above the thing.
Exactly.
But that leads us to
right over the top. I'll be shooting birds while you guys are.
I knew Sage especially would want a cattail question in here. So question number 1. You guys got your pens and paper ready?
We're ready.
Fired up.
Typha is a genus of aquatic plant, better known as common cattail. The most common cattail in this country, it's called Typha latifolia.
Uh-huh.
According to the U.S. Forest Service, how tall in inches can it grow?
Can I phone a friend?
No, I think it's too early. But on this one, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. The closest will award 2 points to. The second closest will award 1, and the furthest away 0 points.
So you're saying the maximum expected height of a normal cattail?
Of a normal cattail, the most common species in this country, according to the U.S. Forest Service.
I'm going to call Timmy Sage here. He'll know the answer.
Yeah, can I phone a friend? You said in inches, right?
In inches. If you'd answer in centimeters, you're automatically minus 2 points.
Wait, I'm gonna, you know what? Hold on, I got a calculator out. I'm gonna change my answer.
Wait, what's going on here? What are you typing on,
Sage?
The impropriety. If you guys got your answers? If you can't convert feet to inches, that's an automatic mayonnaise for you.
You got your answers?
Good.
On the count of 3, let's see those answers. 1, 2, 4. Sage says 90. Hooper says 120. Nugget says 78. Well, according to the U.S. Forest Service, cattails can grow to 10 feet tall. Sage, how many inches is that?
That's 12 times 10. I'm pretty sure that's 90.
Do I get bonuses for being exactly right?
Cheater.
I do believe the ones we were in were at least 10 feet tall.
So Hooper scores 2 points. Sage scores 1 point. Nugget down and out with 0 points. Hey,
I just want
you guys
my
seen
height,
those videos
I'm
where
78 inches
people
tall.
from the city are going out to harvest those cattails because they're corn dogs? You haven't seen those?
I thought you were going to go a different direction with that to be a backup TP source if needed.
No. Although I think there's a possibility, but apparently, there's a segment of the country who believes that those are all natural corn dogs. Anyways, that's question number 1. Hooper,
we need a video of that.
Speaking of corn dogs, how's the eating going during the pandemic?
Been good.
I got my Corona 19.
We had our leftover ham and bean soup, leftover Easter ham and bean soup last night. It's been fantastic.
Nothing like the chili cheese Frito pie, Coke, that we had on our hunting trip. But I'm surviving.
That's where I was actually coming to, because the eating thing, I like to include at least one recipe or wild game or general eating question in there. I know Sage likes to eat. He owns an ice cream store right now, so I know you guys didn't know that, but maybe we'll let him plug it later if he wins. What's the best camp meal we had while you were out there, Nug, in the mountains?
All right, well, I got to go back to the chili cheese, Frito, jalapeno. I don't know what else was in that thing, but I don't know what it was, but it was a pie of some sort that you threw in your camp oven for about an hour. And after about 3 bourbons, it tasted really good.
It was a wreck. We were eating a lot of calories because out there we were housing the amount of calories. What about you, Sage? We did some decent camp meals.
Yeah, you make those fajitas, the pheasant fajita.
Two Trek tacos, man, with your sharp tail. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was good stuff. Very good stuff.
I know Hooper's favorite camp meal.
Yeah, I mean, there's no substitute for Spam and smoked oysters.
There it is.
Oh,
Jesus.
that should have been the penalty for losing today.
That's no penalty. I've got a picture of Coke eating a smoked oyster inside of a pear half.
Oh,
It was good. It was really good. Sage, remember that hike that you were talking about where we hiked up and it was like that 11,000 feet on the way back down? You thought you were going to pass out because you didn't have any energy left?
yes, sir.
Well, that's where I started to think about this next question. So this is a good question. I bet you guys didn't realize that people can actually eat dog treats. And so I started thinking about that because you were about to die on the way down the hill. And I was like, I still had dog treats left. And for those of you, the dog treat that I generally carry, let me show you, is the infamous, I like the pepperonis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I like the pepperonis is because they're high in fat. They're 12% fat, 24% protein.
Did you feed me pepperonis?
I was actually thinking that next time you start complaining about it, I'm just going to hand one to you and say it's a beef stick just to see what you do.
I mean, I'd eat it.
But happened to a Slim Jim, Sage.
So the question is, how many calories is in one pepperoni?
Oh man, calories. One pepper. What's the serving size?
One pepperoni.
What is that?
One pepperoni.
How long are they?
Well, I can't tell because your fingers and your wingspan is way. Hold your fingers up, Sage. Let me see what you say. How long are they? That's how long
6
they
inches,
are.
right, Sage?
Sage, they're as long as a Sage hand span, not a Nugget hand span.
Wow.
Okay.
How many calories? All right.
Genevieve, how many calories are in a pepperoni?
Oh,
He's going to the girl.
Phoning a friend.
One piece.
Yeah.
You guys got your answer written down?
I got it. I got the answer.
All right, let's see them. Same thing as last time. 2 to the.
2,000?
Jesus. Okay, so in one pepperoni, there is 24 calories.
What?
Oh,
What's the use of that?
I didn't even see Sage's. What if?
Sage came in at 210.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it went, Nugget, what was your answer?
100.
Yeah, so Nugget scores 2 points, Sage with 1, Hooper with 0.
What's the use of a
so
24-calorie dog treat?
Ethan 2, Nugget 2, Sage 1.
Seriously.
No, Sage got one the first
It's all
answer.
tied up.
Oh, it's all tied up. I was trying to
Come on.
host Sage because I want to see him eat 2 spoonfuls of mayonnaise.
My goal was to beat Boy Wonder, and already I got 2 points. So there you go.
Coke Rio burns 24 calories at the truck before you ever hit the field.
Yeah, there's no – so that's the thing is I didn't know what the calorie count was on them. And that's really why I started looking them up. Not to keep Sage alive necessarily. I was trying to figure out how to keep my dogs alive. And those treats really have some of the highest fat and protein content that there are in dog treats. and you have to carry a log of them in order to be enough to do it. You know, some people don't feed their dogs or don't believe in giving dogs calories or anything in their stomach while they're running, but I got labs. I mean, come on,
Oof.
you're gonna eat. It's like Sage, he's gonna eat.
Exactly.
So, what's your favorite bird, Hooper? Upland bird.
Favorite bird?
Upland bird.
Upland bird? Yeah, I know you had to qualify that. The you know, I liked our sharp-tail hunt. I mean, as far as species to go after, I definitely like that. I like the action of quail, but that sharp-tail hunt's good in the shorter grass. You know, any kind of grouse is good too. Obviously, the rough grouse is a fun one. You were talking about ptarmigan in your last show. Been to most of those states, and seeing a ptarmigan flush in the wild is pretty awesome too. But I like the sharp-tail.
What about you, Sage? We'll go in order of experience. What's your favorite to date?
So the big, fat, juicy, slow ones that I can hit.
Why
That's
is it all about
turkey.
food? It's always about eating.
Exactly. What are the pheasant? What we do in South Dakota?
Yeah, we're doing pheasant.
The
up there.
pheasant. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nugget, you're new. You've only hunted one species, but you got any on your list, man?
Well, you know, I've eaten a few pheasant in my day, either at your place or at my uncle's place. So they're pretty tasty. But yeah, I was looking forward to taking down a blue grouse, Coke. So yeah, I'll go with those. And we were hunting those in Colorado. So
There we go.
They look pretty tasty.
They're tasty and they're big. Sage would really like those. So the one thing that Sage, you and Hooper have in common, I think, is that both of you got your first sharp tail over my dogs.
Yeah, that was fun, and I didn't shoot your dog, so that's good too.
That's always a good thing when you're up playing hunting with new people. Don't shoot the dog.
It's all that much better to be in the short grass.
Exactly.
So that's a good lead into this question. Nugget, you're going to have a little bit of a penalty on this. You're going to have to up your game, but I think your birding experience in general is going to help you. According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, what is the maximum flight speed of a sharp-tailed grouse?
How do you spell ornithology again? Hold on a minute. What?
Are we talking like
Speed.
diving speed?
They just say the maximum flight speed. I will give the other two guys have had the experience, but there's not a lot of diving going on because they're prairie birds for the most part. So they fly straight away like those clays that you can hit.
Yeah.
Are we doing miles per hour?
Miles per hour. You do kilometers -2.
I assume they're taking out tailwind here, right?
Yeah, I think that we've seen some that fly faster than this reported.
Yeah. I was going to
Got your
say
answers?
No.
about
Sage-
half of a tailwind-aided pheasant in Kansas.
Bigger birds, more wind, more sail to catch. Sage, are you Googling or are you
No, I'm writing my answer.
Trying to
that looked like a
convert from
Google.
metric entrance as miles per hour.
All right, let's see the answers. Nugget with 30,
Oh,
Hooper with 50, Sage with 11.723. Where did you come up with that number, Sage? According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, a sharp tail flies at 45 miles per hour.
whoa.
I believe that puts Hooper with 2 points.
Dang. No wonder I can't hit him.
Nugget with 1 point. Sage gets binked.
No, Nuggets
I
got
started
two.
with a 4, Poop, and I switched to 30.
The running score now: Hooper 4, Nugget 3, Sage 2.
Oh,
It's a tight race. I'm liking it.
come to Papa.
Hey, Hooper, when you were growing up in Indiana, do you remember seeing bobwhite wild there? Did you ever hunt bobwhite in Indiana?
No, we didn't do much bird hunting other than grouse. So southern Indiana had some rough grouse. My dad and I got out a few times in the Hoosier National Forest and flushed some of those. I'm sure there were some quail. We went over to Paris, Illinois one time and flushed some quail over there, but I don't remember any in Indiana that we were hunting and seeing flushes. Kind of the same with pheasants. We really didn't have much pheasant population in Indiana at all.
What about you, Nug? You probably I've heard you say you've seen pheasant before up in your old stomping ground.
I grew up in in fields in northern Ohio, so I guess there's a fair amount of pheasant hunting. Although I'm not sure that any of them were wild pheasant, but
apparently.
So yeah, that seemed to be
they're still up there.
Yeah, a lot of family members have been pheasant hunters, so that seemed to be the thing in my area and the Sandusky area.
And Sage, did you ever see quail down there by the old homestead?
I've seen, quail. We've seen, it's been a while, but I remember Dad pointing them out when we were younger.
It would have been when we were way young. I was thinking about that because it was basically for the most part, before the blizzard came through.
Blizzard, yeah.
You remember that a few years back, Dad and I did a release down at your dad's farm.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
There they go.
You like that sound, Hooper?
I do. That is, I was leaning towards quail when you asked what my favorite bird is, because there's nothing quite like a quail covey rise.
Yeah, I'm always liking that sound when you're in the wild is always an awesome sound. And so that brings us to our next question. I was thinking about that because we always have these conversations about how many birds you saw during the day if we flush birds, right? How many birds just flushed?
Oh, come on.
Oh, you gonna show me that again?
You saw it twice.
Oof. I remember you talking about how many.
Got your answers?
I got it.
All right, let's see them. Sage says 8, and a tie for 12 by Hooper and Nugget.
B8, B9, or 7.
I'm going to show you in slow motion and let you count them yourself. No, maybe not. Oh, I ran out of control.
Oh, geez.
Holy crap.
There. 1.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, just 9.
9. Oh! Woo! Woohoo! Sage!
Oh boy.
9?
9.
Woohoo!
So Nugget and Hooper each have to split that 1 point. Sage comes through with 2.
Yes.
Nugget and Hooper each get a half.
I like it.
I like that question.
What's the running total?
Running total: Hooper 4.5, Nugget 3.5, Sage 4.
Oof.
Oh, that half point.
That half point could really come back to bite somebody.
Come on, Hoop.
Vegas is updating the odds.
So I was thinking about all the shooting that we've been doing, Nug, lately, and shotgunning in general. And so this one is just a shooting question. You guys don't know, but Sage used to play the drums in high school. He used to be a big drummer. You remember those times, Danny?
Baritone, not the drums.
What do you mean baritone?
I didn't play the drums.
I'm pretty sure you played the drums. I remember seeing you at the drum.
Oh, is this our senior? Oh, God.
Anyways, let's talk about shooting because Nugget and I have been doing a lot of shooting. We've been wearing our hearing protection. Who's the most deaf out of us? This isn't the question, but did you practice lots of hearing protection back when you were on the shooting team, Danny?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You were muffs or plugs?
Actually, sometimes I did both, but plugs. And there was a lot of plugs, yeah. But collegiate rifleman, or collegiate letterman right here on the rifle team.
Definitely deaf. But Hooper raised his hand pretty quick. He thinks he's got the permanent hearing damage, probably because you were guiding up in Alaska and you were shooting high caliber rifles without hearing protection, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to go from a moment of sitting around to scrambling to get a stock on to the client getting ready to take a shot and go, oh, wait. The $10,000 hunt, I know, but I got to put these in. It just doesn't happen that way. So
I keep thinking about it. I'm sure I have some pretty substantial hearing loss because we shoot a lot, obviously. We're using hearing protection now, but I think about it because, you know, when we're out hunting, I want to be able to hear the peripheral sounds, you know, part of what we're always listening for. So it's really hard to think that you're going to walk out there with hearing protection. I know that there's active hearing protection, what magnifies some sounds, but I still kind of like that feeling of having open ears when I'm out there. Part of the reason we're using 20 gauges though, too. But according to Dr. Kramer of Ball State, isn't that an Indiana school?
Yes, it is.
How many decibels of sound is the average shotgun blast? Now, I'm going to give you guys a frame of reference because we are at our last question and there's a lot writing on it.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot writing on it. The average, just for reference, speech is about 60 decibels. And Dan, your drum, the big bass drum back in high school, that is 105. So how many decibels in sound is the average shotgun, according to Dr. Kramer of Ball State?
Man.
A lot riding on it.
Wow. Whew. All right. Should use some Price is Right strategy.
Oh, yeah. No, because you're allowed to go over. We're still counting it.
That's true.
You can't say $1, Sage. If you say $1, just eat a spoonful of mayonnaise right now. Got your answers?
Nervous.
Hooper, you got it?
We'll go with it.
All right, let's see him. Oh. Nugget with 135, Sage 1250, Hooper 500. Well, according to Dr. Kramer, it's 155.
What?
That's right. So I believe that awards Nugget with 2.
Yeah.
Hooper with 1. Sage with none.
Oof.
We have any ties here? 2, 3, 4.
Super
Sage has got 4 points. Nugget, how many points do you have?
5.5.
5.5. Hooper, 5.5.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Good thing I have a tiebreaker question. Bad thing is,
sorry about the little technical difficulties. I wasn't sure exactly how 3 people were going to run it out anyways, because it's more intro and lead up and backstory. So you guys are the first test for 3. I think 2 is probably a better solution, but 3 is going to just be funny because of double penalty. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're back. A recap. After the last question, we have Hooper with 5.5 points, Nugget with 5.5 points, and Dan with 4 lowly points. Everybody's mayonnaise good and warm now. I do have a tiebreaker question. So,
Joke's on you, it's icing.
I know. I mean, The only what I was thinking is because I thought maybe I need a external verifier in there, to make sure that you guys weren't pulling a fast one. But I think we're gonna be able to tell based on the what we got going on. So let's make this last question interesting. Instead of going 2 points and 1 point, let's just make it all or nothing. 2 points to the closest. And that gives Dan.
Sage still in the game just because Nugget and I tied?
Sage is still in the game.
Here we go, baby.
For 2 points, you got to let Sage in. I mean, he's already somewhat handicapped because, look at him. I mean, we got to give him a chance. Although I will say that because you got an exact answer, Hoop, this question favors you probably a little bit. We're going to stick on the shooting side of things, and this really goes to John and Dan, because you guys new to hunting upland birds, you've been borrowing my shotguns. I've been thinking about that, going, we need to plan a day to do a little shopping spree, a 3-way shopping spree, and get you guys your own guns. But then I really started thinking about it because on episode 3 of Way Upland, I was walking in front of John, and kind of out of the corner of my periphery, I see this thing fall, and then I hear this clank. Yeah, John's putting dents in my guns too. So that made me think about, we need to find John a pretty durable gun. So I went out there, I saw this gun out at SHOT Show. I'm going to show you the gun. This is, check that bad boy out. That is CZ's gun, and the cool part about it is those barrels and the action have Cerakote on it, and what that does is it makes it scratch and ding resistant and corrosion resistant. So I think that's probably the gun for Sage and Voight. Yeah, and it doesn't look like your standard shotgun. So the question is, CZ USA came out with the all-terrain series of shotguns that have that Cerakote finish. What's the MSRP for the Upland Ultralight all-terrain 20 gauge shotgun? That's the one you just saw.
Oh, come on.
I will give you and John a hint. It's not. This isn't one of those excessive break the bank type guns. Don't think of it that way. We use our guns as tools. Me and Hooper especially. He knows it. He's seen my shotguns. I've seen his. Our guns aren't display pieces. They're there for work. So with everything on the line, Sage can pull this out. Let's see the answers. Ooh! Sage was 780.95. Hooper 725. Nugget, what'd you say?
$4.
The MSRP for that shotgun, $890. And with that answer, Sage pulls out the victory. Now, because Hooper and Nugget both tied with the second place score, we won't require a double spoonful. So who'd like to go first, Nug or Hooper?
I'm in.
Go for it, dude.
It's a good spoonful even. Attaboy.
The helmets, Hoop?
Nope, it's Spectrum.
What about you, Nug? What do you got?
Am I one and done here? Is that what you said?
Yeah, one and done. Ooh.
Put that down. Grab my beer.
But you know what? In the spirit of Corona, Sage will take one for the team.
Tangy.
Just because I love mayonnaise. Oh. Not that much.
Hey, Nug, you know what made me think of the mayonnaise thing originally? You remember that time we went fishing? Not with Hooper. we were out on the Gulf Coast, and you and I and your cousin, I think, we weren't feeling so hot.
Yeah.
And the captain tells us that story. He goes, "Hey, I got a cure for all seasickness," and we're all like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, here's the thing. You just take a big old spoonful of warm mayonnaise, you put a hair in it, and then you ram it in the back of your throat." And his cousin went to the side immediately. Oof. It was over. Well, the good news is, Sage, I've got your shirt. I've got your Cabela's gift card. I've got your decal. You are the official winner of the Upland Game Show Episode 2. Thank you guys for participating. Certainly appreciate it. Like seeing y'all on the same screen. I wasn't sure how the three-way show was going to go, but looks like it could work.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach, man. This is a good time. We're going to have another tasting party at your house with 4 of us sometime.
Well, whenever this all this apocalypse shit's over with, we can think about doing that. I was also thinking that we should take this game show out to the Clays course sometime and add a shooting element in there too, so that could be fun. We'll have to plan on that in the future. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure that you smash that subscribe button down there. Certainly appreciate that. And if you happen to want to come on the game show or challenge some of your friends to Upland questions, feel free to DM us, and everybody be safe out there.